Alright, so I know this is a little early to record this video, but I wanted to do this now. My testimonial in Colton Industry is actually rather interesting because, I was lukewarm for 17 and a half years. And then when I turned 18, I had a awakening moment, and like at the beginning I really didn't care about Christianity. I really didn't, I only did things because that's what mom and dad did. Okay, like we were required to go to church. I was not into it. Okay, and then I turned 18, and it just dramatically changed for me, and that's why I say it was more like in between a microwave and a crock pot, because I got saved at 3 years old. I'm now 27 years old. So I've been saved for 20 plus years. And I had really early conversion. And then when I turned 18, I started rapping the gospel. The gospel became a part of my life. And, I couldn't go anywhere without sharing the gospel. And, I started working within PennDOT, and that's Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, if you don't know. And eventually, long story short, they fired me because of my witness for Jesus Christ. But it was interesting because throughout those years, I had people come in and say to me, "You should be a preacher," and all that kind of stuff. And I really got to thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't. I started talking to the Lord, and I only had a couple more years until I was gonna leave anyways. And I was like, okay, God, I'll do it when I get to this point, and then I'll leave and I'll go get my degree and stuff like that. And you might say that, God's like, nope, you're doing this now. And, I believe that's part of the reason I got fired, because he told me what to do while I was sitting at the desk that day. And it was just a dramatic shift. And then before that happened, I had someone say to me, "You're gonna be one of the forerunners of the Christ before he comes back." And I look at that now, and I look at the path I'm taking now, and I'm quite literally fulfilling prophecy as it is. And then after that, I started to work within the gift of prophecy and realized I had prophetic giftings. And so that pretty much sums up my call to ministry. And one day I was sitting in the pew, and one of the elder pastors, he actually was a pastor at my church before I was born. And I only knew him from the retired state. But he stayed at that church even after he retired. A couple of days before he died, he said, "You are a minister. You know more than most people do." Okay? And that was the last thing he said to me. And then before that, I had someone say, "You know more than most people your age." And it was interesting because the entire time I had God telling me, "You need to do this," but it just flew right off my head. So that basically sums up my call to ministry. I've had some interesting experiences that I'm not going to get into now, but that is it, my friend. That is basically what got me here today. And why I'm here today, because God's been pulling on my chain for the last you know, 7 years or so, and I knew it was there. I knew the call. I just completely ignored it for a long time. Um, I and at the beginning, whenever I was 18, I didn't realize I was being called into ministry. I was just rapping the gospel, making my name, doing it for a hobby, but I ended up getting relatively well known for it. But that pretty much sums up my call to ministry. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask anyone who watches this. Um, but that's it, my friends.